Wife Material Podcast, episode 3. Work from home or working from home. So, interesting thing was that, around the time that internet became a thing, around 1995, where it just started slowly building up. I had this idea that man, it'd be cool to be able to use the internet to be able to, work from home. The idea of doing work from home. And one of the inspirations for this was the idea of Avon ladies. Because I would notice there'll be some women, and we call them the Avon ladies, right? That, sold Avon. And I was that was an interesting thing. It's okay, so this is what you do to make money because you don't have a job. Oh, it's because you have a husband. Okay. And it's well, that's kind of cool that you're able to still make money while still being home, and, still taking care of the house. Because, it would make sense. If you can, in 1 or 2 hours, do everything that needs to be done in the house, and the rest, let's say your man works for 8 hours, right? Y'all both wake up at the same time, right? Because, or you wake up early because, let's say you make him breakfast and stuff like that. All right, to each their own, right? So you make him breakfast, this, that, and third, and he goes to work, to provide. So then you, will, fix stuff like fix the bed and things of that nature. Take care of the stuff that needs to be taken care of in the house while your, husband's at work. So then, if you are able to do everything that needs to be done within 4 to 5 hours, and which means there's at least 3 hours left, or even more than that, left. The idea is efficiency. So if you take care of everything in a short period of time, then that means you have extra time, right? You're not unlike a regular job, like how your husband would be at a regular job. He has to stay there until the 8 hours are up. He can't do 8 hours worth of work in 2 hours and then leave and still get paid 8 hours. You know what I mean? He has to stay there the 8 hours. But you, as a wife, someone who stays at home, you can do about 8 hours worth of work within 2 hours, right? And then take the rest of the day off. Literally, have the remaining 6 hours to yourself to do what you want, and you can go out and do stuff, right? Go hang out with friends, neighbors, whatever you do, right? Go get your hair done, whatever, spend your husband's hard-earned money, whatever you do on that free time, right? It's the fact that you have that flexibility, that if you finish your work, right, your housework, in a fast and efficient, timely manner, you have all this extra free time, you can do whatever you want. So clearly, mathematically, you clearly work less than your man does. But what you do is as beneficial, right? Because you're doing stuff you're doing stuff that he can't do because he's not there to do, right? Now, work from home, but I want to mention the idea that now being a housewife is way easier than the past. In the past, you had to go grocery shopping. So you had to be able to either drive a car, your husband's car, or the extra car, or the car he bought you, or the car you own, whatever. You needed the ability to drive to a supermarket, right, to do the grocery shopping. You had to do that. Now you don't. Now you can literally just call, order the groceries on Amazon, get it delivered, or use Instant Cart or Uber grocery, or whatever type of services out there where you can literally just order what you want, and then somebody will just bring you the groceries. You can even order food. Obviously, you can order food. You can literally order dinner and have it delivered, and just make sure you keep it nice and warm, so when your husband gets home, food is available, right? You don't even have to cook. Would it be better that you cook? Yeah, because it's a good skill to have nonetheless, at least for yourself. It's a good skill to have nonetheless, because it's a survival skill. You gotta think primitive in a way. The idea that, what if I end up on a deserted island? I can't use DoorDash on an island. I might have to actually learn how to cook a fish, from scratch. Might have to learn how to, how to farm, and how to, it's good to just have skills. And that's the thing. It's you think, especially in this day and age where it's so easy to go on YouTube and learn stuff, you think people will try to learn stuff. Even I take time to learn how to cook and stuff. I could cook, clean, and do a lot of things. And I can take care of kids. I could raise them. I've done that myself. I've raised children. that are not on my own, but the point is I have experience. I have skills that I would expect a female to have. I do have my manly skills, of course, but I also have the skills that tend to be more common with females. So, you know, I'm a Superman, right? Anyway, point is that because we have technology right now, we have all these conveniences to make things easier. Now, like, one of the useful things a woman can do, I'll say housewife, it's very important, housewife can do is wait for Amazon delivery packages, right? You know what I mean? You don't want to have the package left outside the front of the house for too long. You know, so it'd be nice for somebody to be home to, you know, open the door and grab the package, you know, to pay attention for that, because, you know, that's the thing. So that's a factor, so it would be beneficial. But back to the, you know, the fact that there was things you had to do. When you had to do laundry, if you didn't have a washer and dryer in home, you might have to go to a laundromat. You might have to go somewhere to do laundry. Again, that requires, you know, resources, right? A car, gas, money, time, right? But now, you know, you can have that as a service. You can literally just wait for somebody to come and pick it up. Like, you can really, literally, with your phone and be in the living room area, right, close to the door, right, and literally do every housewife thing from the power of your phone, literally from home. You can, you know, from your phone, you can literally do everything that women used to do the hard way. So that's why, yes, being a housewife was a job, and you got paid very well. Over time, things happen, you know, life, you know, there's always going to be an exception to the rule, but it was always common that, yes, women, they did get paid for their housework. It's so weird to hear women nowadays talking about being a housewife is slavery. It's like, slavery never had a paycheck. Slavery you were never guaranteed more than 50% of your quote-unquote slave master's earnings or incomes. You know, like, what is this slavery? Slavery implies you're doing stuff for free. You're not doing nothing for free. You're being compensated in multiple ways. In multiple ways. You know, first and foremost, right? You want to make it about money? Finance. You get to spend your man's money. Your man's not going to use the money for much of anything. And in reality, he's only making the money for you. To have you. He's not making the money for himself. Realistically, no one needs, you know, a six-figure income. It's nice to have, but it's not necessary. Most people, especially most guys, don't need a big house, right? They'll be cool with an apartment. They don't need a fancy car. They'll be cool with a bus pass, or Uber, or whatever. Or, like, they're good with less. The only thing that they will want that's of, like, you know, really high in perception, right, would be a model, right? A hot chick, a hot wife. That's it. That's all they will want of high value, right? Or what you would perceive as the concept of something being very valued at high. Guys don't care about expensive cars. Guys don't care about expensive clothes, house, blah, 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 even bank accounts. None of that stuff matters. Definitely jobs don't matter. It's like you're spending hours and hours doing stuff that somebody else wants you to do. No person, whether you're a guy or a girl, right? No person wants, you know, likes that. In general, we do it because it's a necessity, right? You want the paycheck, right? You tolerate the fact that you're doing a job, and it could be anything, you know, whether you do paperwork or you clean toilets. Regardless, you're doing something just because you're trying to get that paper, right? That bag. If a guy could, you know, I'll use this analogy. Live in his mom's house, right? As a funny example. Live in his mom's basement, but still bang a model. What's the most recent model out there? I'll just say Halle Berry, just for the heck of it. Halle Berry, like, it'd be cool with having very, very little in, like, resource and stuff like that, if he could bang Halle Berry. He doesn't, you know, he'll be okay with that type of arrangement. Would Halle Berry be okay with that arrangement? Of course not. She will want the guy to be like, you know, Jeff Bezos or something, level of finance and resources, just to even talk to her, just to even be allowed to even be in her, you know, in her area. And it's like, okay, that's the way you want to look at it, but that is a little strange. But again, the idea from working from home, don't want to stray from the concept of working from home, how I had this idea that's like, this would be a good way that women can still do things. If a woman's really good at painting or something, like, you know, she should still be able to do it. So that'd be nice to make sure she could do that, right? If that's her passion. 'Cause I agree with the idea of a woman who, you know, has talents and skills, that it would be a waste to just, you know, be home cooking and cleaning, right? That kind of stuff, and never, you know, utilize that other skills, those other talents. So I always like the idea, like, man, it'd be kind of cool to be able to work from home. One, I want to do that myself. That's another thing. I always hated the idea of like having to go to work, spend, you know, many hours away from my wife and kids, you know, and come home and then I'm so tired and like I barely, you know, have the energy to even spend time with my kids and my wife, that all I do is go work, come back, go work, come back. And it's like, as a man, I don't like that. I would like to be able to be there for my kids, you know, raise them, spend time with them, you know, especially with my sons. I want to be able to teach them, you know, right from wrong, you know, teach them how to survive in this world, and, you know, of course, teach them good behaviors and manners and all that stuff. And then, you know, same for the daughter, and then my wife, you know, teaches my daughter, you know, womanly things, you know, that kind of stuff. That dynamic is like, I would like to be able to spend more time with my family, less time at work. Still gotta, you know, work, right? Still gotta provide, still gotta make money. So it's like the idea of working from home would definitely be good. I personally wanted it for myself, as, you know, as a man, like being able to work from home is better than to go to an office to do what I could do. If I go to a building, an office building, right, and all I mainly do is a whole bunch of typing, a whole bunch of paperwork, I could do that at home. Why do I gotta go to this building every day around people that I might not even like every day, when I could be at home with people I do like, right, and care about? So that dynamic, but also the fact that not only could I work from home, my wife can also work from home. Not just do, you know, her wifely duties, but also be able to, you know, pursue her passions. Or maybe she's really good at astrophysics or something. So that kind of stuff, that she's really good at, you know, solving, things about space, right, or quantum physics or things of that nature. Like she has a very useful talent that's beneficial to the world. It'd be nice if she can do something with that, instead of being limited to, well, I can't do anything astrophysics or anything, you know, related to things that can better mankind, because I'm, you know, pretty busy, you know, here taking care of my man and my family, you know. So it's like, it'd be nice to be able to do both, right? Be able to do the balance. But what has happened over the years is the idea that women rather replace the idea of being a wife to just having the job thing. And it's like, well, and then some try to make it seem like they could do both. And it's like, you can only do both if you do one, and then from that one position, you can do the other. And what I mean is, being a housewife and then try to do the things that benefit the world. And what you do has to benefit the world. It can't just be something you like just for the like's sakes, or you just like doing it because, like, oh man, this is so cool. I like, you know, going to work and seeing my coworkers and lunch and meetings and this, that, and third, and coming home and it's like, that's it. That sounds more like you just like the experience. It's not like that your job is very important. Like, it's something that, you know, it's like, oh my God, like, you are the only one that can do that, you got to make that, you got to do that. You got to dedicate your life to that. And that's why I get annoyed with the whole career thing. The whole, like, a woman wants a career. It's like, no, most of y'all don't even have careers. Most of y'all have what are, are jobs. But even your jobs are not important. Like, your jobs only are important in the sense you get a paycheck, but they're not important. Like, you have to do it. Like, anyone else can easily do what you do. Easily. The idea of being valuable to the human race is what you can do that is unique for the human race. We, have Albert Einstein, right, in the history books, and we're like, oh, Albert Einstein's amazing, he's great, he's a genius, this, that, that. Why? Because he was doing stuff that no one else was doing. That's unique. And women like the idea of thinking that they're unique and special. It's like, yeah, you're unique and special when you're literally doing things that nobody else is really doing. Like, that's the definition of unique. That you're doing something no one else is doing. If you're doing the same thing every other woman is doing, you're not unique. You're not unique if you have an Onlyfans. You're not unique if you have an Instagram. And the list goes on and on of things you're doing that every other woman, or even every other man is doing. You're not unique. That becomes a problem. It's like, you're not doing it unique. That's why when even women get asked the question, what do you bring to the table? When it comes to wanting to be married to a man, blah, blah, blah. What do you bring to the table other than sex? They usually can't answer that question because they don't have anything else. They just expect that they can do whatever is available. They don't actually want to create things or add to the world, right? They're not adding anything to the world. They're not creating something that didn't exist before. They're just using what is available. Most women be like, why? I don't need to learn how to cook. I can just order. I can use DoorDash. Yeah, you can use DoorDash, but so can a man. Right? Anybody can use DoorDash. Nothing special about that. But you having the individual skill, you having the skill to cook. Let's say you have the ability to cook, and there's like 5 other people, and if for some reason y'all end up on a deserted island, and there's equipment there to cook, but you're the only one that knows how to cook. So clearly you're important because you're the only one in that group that can cook. God forbid you get sick or suddenly die. Like a snake bites you and then bang, now you die from snake poison. The rest of the group is dead. Think about it. You're the only one that died immediately because of the snake bite. But now everyone else is guaranteed to die. Why? Because no one else knows how to cook. You had a very valuable skill, so you were valuable in that group. But nowadays, everybody acting like they don't, like, I don't need to learn this. I don't need. Even when I mentioned the idea that it's like very important for women to learn self-defense, because here's the thing: men already inherently, just by existing, already experience like, yo, I need to learn how to fight, or at least act like I know how to fight. I know some guys who are not physical, not confrontational, like they wouldn't want to fight, but they will act like they always want to fight, right? And we know guys like that, right? But it makes sense. It's logical. It's like, yeah, you don't want to be perceived as weak, because someone will take advantage of that. Men and women will take advantage of a guy who acts like he don't want to be physical. So it makes sense to at least act tough, right? Act like you're going to fight, even if you can't. It's just logic, right? It's because it's the concept of survival. Don't make yourself look like a victim. Act like you're not a victim, and you won't be victimized. Or I should say, mathematically, the chances of you being victimized are way lower than if you look like you're an easy target. You look like if somebody punched you in the face, you would just say thank you. Think about that. And it's so weird when I'm like, ladies, learn self-defense because it would be good for a couple reasons. One of the main reasons for me to tell women to learn self-defense is because I won't, especially if you're a female in my life, I won't always be there to protect you. Yes, I can fight. I have martial arts training and stuff like that. I'm ex-military. So yeah, I can fight for you. I'm a big guy. I definitely can fight and defend you. But I won't always be there. I could literally be at work. Like right now, I'm at work doing this podcast. So like, I can't protect you. So I need you to at least know enough to protect yourself. God forbid, here's another reason for women to learn self-defense. God forbid, I snap. The thought of, men shouldn't hit women just disappears from my brain, and I just slap the shit out of a woman or knock her the fuck out, right? It would be nice if she could defend herself in case something like that happened. Not saying that I would ever do that or I want to be in that situation. I'm just saying it would be good that you can defend yourself just in case. It's better to be safe than sorry. That's my whole philosophy. It's better to be safe than sorry. I was in a scenario where somebody was trying to rob me. One thing led to another. I punched the guy. I got shot, but I'm still alive because I fought. I defended myself. I didn't allow myself to be a victim. If I submitted to the person just because they had a gun, this, that, and third, and did whatever they wanted me to do and stuff like that, if I submitted and acted like a victim, then I would have been a victim. This person shot at me twice. The first bullet hit me in the leg. The second bullet missed me. It hit one of my pockets. It hit my wallet. Damaged everything in my wallet. So I had to get new IDs, new credit cards, new everything that was in my wallet. But I'm alive though, right? And this was many, many years ago. But the point was that it's the fact that I made sure I wasn't a victim. I was assaulted. I was shot. I went. Things happen, right? But at least I'm not a victim, right? I'm not a statistic where like, oh man, some guy got gunned down in the streets. No, I fought. I'm alive, doing my thing, living my life, right? And that's all I'm saying, right? Women, y'all need to be able to defend yourselves, period. It's not just, why do you want me to learn self-defense? So, so I could try to prevent a guy from raping me? Guys should just try not to rape women. No, learn self-defense just to defend yourself. Most of the women that I've taught self-defense in my life, they tend to use it more against other women anyway. Because there'll be times, on average, that they're always going to be in some type of conflict with another woman. They at least they knew enough to defend themselves against a woman. And if they ended up in a scenario where they did fight physically with a man, at least they were able to hold their own. And that's the thing. Not everything is about rape. Not everything is about guys doing something wrong. Women do bad things too. But the thing is like that doesn't get that doesn't get constantly repeated. That does happen. Men and women, have their degrees of goodness and badness. Both sides have good people and bad people. So let's not make it seem like it's gender based, because it's not. We're all humans, so we're all pieces of shit. Ultimately, we're all pieces of shit. The idea is to be better, and that's why we come up with laws and rules, and that's why we have these gender roles, right? The idea that men works and protect and provide, and women, nurture and care and take care of logistics, cooking, cleaning, bills, that kind of stuff, right? So working from home, your home should be your base of operations. So that's why it's important for a woman to be able to do the most she can within that operation. Because I would prefer to work from home. So that's why, for me, it seems weird that women are not trying to, do the work from home concept in a relationship type of capacity. They really want to go to an office building. They want to go and travel and have that experience of going to work, having a 9 to 5 and all this extra stuff. Is like, but why though? For hundreds of years, women didn't have to do any of that. Women didn't have to go to war and do all this other shit. They got to live their lives. Shit, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm all for, girl power, right? The idea that if a woman wants to do the same shit that men have done for thousands of years, all right, so be it. You do you. But here's the thing: if you want to be in that role, basically you want to drive the car, then let the man be the passenger. Let the man be on the passenger side. Stop trying to keep him walking in the streets. Be on the sidewalk, walking alongside the vehicle. You driving and he's outside walking next to the vehicle. Like, that's some bullshit. Because when the roles were reversed, right? When the man was in the driver's seat, the woman was in the passenger seat, enjoying the ride. She gets to look around and enjoy the view. She gets to sightsee. He doesn't. He has to pay attention to the road. He has to make sure he doesn't crash. He has to make sure he doesn't kill nobody else and he doesn't kill you and himself. And if he ends up in a situation where y'all lives are in danger, he has to make sure that he swerves it in such a way where it's his side of the vehicle that impacts something and he gets fucked up and protects your ass. He makes sure that your side of the vehicle is not the side that gets damaged, that gets impacted. He makes sure that his side is the one that gets impacted. So if he dies, hey, he saved your life, yay! But then you're ungrateful about it. You know, feel like, yeah, men are supposed to die for women. That's the way it's supposed to be. Like, but that's supposed to be respected. Like, you're supposed to be like, oh my God, that's, you know, damn right I'm going to respect a man because he will literally do something like that. You know, most women, they love a lot of aspects of life so much, they would hate to sacrifice the comforts of life for someone else. A woman on average wouldn't dare think of allowing her life to end short just to make sure somebody else, like a man for example, be able to live on this planet a little bit longer and enjoy the benefits of life. No, but a man would. A man would be quick to be like that. I got to protect my wife and children. They're the future. You know, men are always the shield. Shielding the wife, shielding the children, so forth and so forth. But anyway, back to work from home. They did this, like, I always wanted the ability to work from home for myself so I could be with my family. But also, like, they did this, like, women should work from home too. So that'd be cool to have that ability that both husband and wife can both work doing whatever they like to do, because you know there's more income and you know better lives. I forget what's the term for it. You know, y'all live better lives because y'all can afford better instead of always relying on the man to try to do everything, try to get as much money, right, as much resources, as much opportunities, you know, because sometimes that tends to create a problem where a woman wants a man to get so many things, but don't realize that it takes time. If a man has to spend 80 hours a week trying to obtain all the resources that you want, he barely has time for him to even use the resources. So then you'll complain to him, why are we not going to Florida? Why are we not going on trips? Why are we not doing this? Why are we not going to dinner dates and shit like that, restaurants and this and that? Why we're not doing this? Why weren't you at Jimmy's baseball practice or something? It's like, because I'm working 80 hours a week or more is being spent trying to get resources for us, not for myself, for us. That of course I can't do all this extra shit. I can't do this whole be there to watch somebody else, live their life, playing at a baseball practice. I can't be going to Florida and still work 9 to 5, type of thing. Like, I can't be at work and be on vacation at the same time. I can't do that. Like, can't be in two places at once, right? There's only one of me, type of thing, right? So it's like, that's why it's important to be able to divide these responsibilities. And that's not asking too much. It's like, if you can bring in some extra money into the household, that is great. You should do that. But it shouldn't be what you want to do more than, managing a house, managing a family, a relationship, right? A man will participate in a relationship. A man will agree to be in a relationship. A man will financially fund a relationship. But it's up to a woman to manage it properly, to make sure that everything works fine, that everybody gets along, that the husband's happy, that she's happy, all that. The kids are happy, the kids are safe, the kids are fed, the husband's happy, he's fed, you're fed. y'all got roofs over here, this and that. Your job is, as a woman, is to help the man manage all the resources, because he's just doing everything he could to get as much as he can. And I totally support the idea that if a woman can bring resources to the relationship, equally, more, less, doesn't matter. The fact that you're bringing stuff to the relationship is great. No man is against the idea of a woman bringing in resources, right? The more the merrier, as they say, right? No problem with that. It's when you're using the fact that you are bringing in resources and you try to weaponize it. You try to use it as a way to cause problems between you and your man. Oh, I'm making 100,000 a year. You're only making 90. You need to do better. It's like, whoa, what the damn? Where'd that come from? Like, y'all living good with the fact that he's bringing in 90,000 a year and you're bringing in 100,000 a year. Right? Y'all good. As long as y'all good, y'all good. That's what should matter. If you want more, one or two things have to happen. Either he wants to give you the more, so he puts in more effort and gets you the more because he wants to do that for you, out of love, respect, whatever you want to call it, or you do more to get the more that you want yourself. But ultimately, y'all should still be able to function. If you feel you need $200,000 a year worth of comfort, worth of a lifestyle, but he's okay with just $100K worth of a lifestyle, right? Then, if you want to make the money, right? No. Let's say, yeah, he is okay with $100,000 a year worth of lifestyle, but you prefer a $200,000 lifestyle. All right. Well, since he's already making $100,000, which is enough for, the lifestyle is enough for both for the lifestyle that he's okay with, which of course you benefit from. Then you can bring in the extra $100,000 to get that extra $100,000 worth of lifestyle, since that's what you want, right? Just common sense. If you want more, you can easily get more. You have all the abilities in this world to get more if you want it, right? The thing is that nothing wrong with you wanting more, nothing wrong with you getting more, but be willing to share. A lot of times, y'all women don't want to share, and that's weird. It's like you don't want to share. So you want things to be equal, so to speak, and you want to pretty much be able to do what a man does, but you actually don't do what a man does. Because when a man has a lot of resources, he shares it. When a woman has a lot of resources, she hoards it. She keeps it to herself. She be greedy with it. Not only she be greedy with it, she holds it over other people. She'll disrespect other people because she has these resources. She'll act like a diva, a biatch. She'll act like she's better than everybody else just because she has a bag, as they say. It's weird to say that. It's like, you mean income, not a bag. Bag is like Prada, right? A Gucci bag or something like that. That's what you mean by bag, right? Materialistic things that don't really matter, but you're like, but you want it to matter. Like, a purse doesn't matter, but okay, an expensive purse makes you happy. Fine, enjoy it. Enjoy that bag. No one's saying you can't have it. If you could afford it, go get it. But I don't think you're better than any other human being on this planet, or have ever existed on this planet, because you have a bag. Really? That ain't shit. We all know Gucci bags ain't even worth realistically what price tag they have, because it didn't cost that much to make. It probably cost like 2 pennies to make up a Gucci bag. Yet y'all spending what? How much is a Gucci bag? 10,000 or some nonsense. It's like, yeah, be proud of a 2 penny bag, thinking that it makes you better than someone else. It doesn't. What you do that benefits other people, that's what will always make you better. This is why we respect people like Einstein and Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and stuff like that, because what they do benefits everybody. What they do benefits everybody. Elon Musk, I'll use him as an example. He'll be okay never driving. Right? He'll be okay not having a car, but think about how interesting that he made an electric car, which makes it where now you don't really need gasoline. And the funny thing is, I had this idea, but that's for a different podcast or whatnot, about all the things that exist right now that were my idea. This idea of working from home, through the internet and stuff like that, is one of my ideas, when the internet started becoming a thing. But before that, I had the idea for the internet, and that came from me having encyclopedias and me like, oh, it'd be cool if we had some way to get knowledge from around the world that wasn't just encyclopedia. It'd be nice to have something you could have in your pocket so you could always have access to all the knowledge of the world. Technically, all the encyclopedias of the world is the way I looked at it when I was a kid. And now we call it the internet. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, the internet. I had that idea, but I was too young to do anything with it. But it exists, so now I'm happy that it exists, right? And we can use it, and everybody can use it, and I'm happy, and I like seeing people do, create their own businesses, create services, Onlyfans. Even I got Onlyfans, right? I like the fact that people are doing things to be able to live better lives through their own efforts and work, but ultimately you gotta share it. That's the main thing. You gotta share it. At some point in time, all this OnlyFans money, and then I'm speaking to you ladies, if you got OnlyFans, you making OnlyFans money, you better be stacking that money, saving that money, have kids, get a good man, have kids, and make sure you send them kids to college, right? Or make sure they have a trust fund or something like that you pay, that you fund it through your OnlyFans. Don't be selfish and be like, oh no, gotta make it rain on myself. Gotta get that bag, that Gucci bag, with my OnlyFans money. Like, that's really, really freaking selfish. Because a man doesn't go to work, make lots of money, just so he can get a Gucci bag. No. And obviously, the funny scenario, right? He'll get the Gucci bag, but it's not for him. It's for you. He's getting the Gucci bag for you, not for himself. But yeah, working from home, I definitely encourage women to be headed towards that direction. That's the way it was supposed to be anyway. In my original vision, is that it was the idea that this was a way housewives can make money, not just being an Avon lady, right? Or baking cookies for a bake sale or something and make money that way. It's like, no, there's if you're good at painting, make money that way. If you're good at doing tattoos or something, or you're good at doing nails or whatever talent you have, you're good at computer science or something, whatever your talent is, all right, use it, make money. But the money should be for you to have a life with other people, aka your husband, aka your children. Because that's why men do what they do. They do things for society. They do things so it benefits the tribe, as they say. It benefits others. What men do is for the benefit of society. And the gender that's on top of that list of, what men do to benefit is women. For thousands of years, everything men do is for the benefit of women. Because I'm gonna put it this way. Let me put this on this podcast. Men are the one who chose the idea of the symbiotic relationship, right? Of sharing with women, because logically, if you know about the concept of the survival of the fittest, clearly women are not the fittest when compared to men, genetically, right? So logically, in history, the way it should have ended up happening is because the men are the stronger of the species, the female species should have died out. Because the male species should have, allowed them to die on their own. But instead, the male species took care of the female species, protected them from others, took care of them, fed them, made sure that they can survive in this world. Then they produced more humans, and that cycle kept going. But now we're in the modern day, where people care more about paying bills, Netflix, having a career, a job is like, that's slavery, right? You do no jobs and paying bills and buying expensive stuff and just buying in general. The fact that every day you're spending money is like, but why though, right? Why you're constantly doing these activities that otherwise you wouldn't do. You buy coffee every day because you're going to work, because you need a pick-me-up, right? You need the energy for work. But realistically, if you didn't have that job, you wouldn't be drinking that coffee or that energy drink. I know I drink energy drink because I work night hours over night shift. That's the main reason I drink energy drink, is to give me energy to stay awake at night. While everybody else is sleeping, I gotta stay awake. So clearly, logically, is like, if I didn't have this job, I wouldn't be drinking this much energy drink. I'll drink it maybe once a week or something, especially if I'm doing like exercising or something. But I wouldn't be every day that I'm working, grab my energy drink it, head to work, and do my shift, and do that 5 times a week, right? We do things because there's a reason for it. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like, now it's easier for women to, with their phones, to be able to do housewife things. Things women housewives in the past used to do the hard way. They actually had to do the actual work. Now you ladies have the ability to literally sit on your ass all day at home, use your phone to make everything happen. To make sure the clothes are clean, make sure the house is clean, make sure there's food, there's dinner for your husband, and so forth and so forth. All the things that used to require effort and work doesn't require effort and work anymore. You're welcome, because men are the ones who made sure that was possible. Men are the ones who made sure that Uber was a thing, DoorDash is a thing, restaurants in general, like supermarkets, farms, like these things, society was created by men. So that way, everybody, men, of course, do benefit from this, but especially women. Especially women. Not only women, children, right? Because on the top, it's men, right? Strong. Women, lesser strong than men. And then children, right? That's the hierarchy, right? Children are more vulnerable. That's what I mean by like not being strong or weak, is more vulnerable. Children require more protection than a man would. Children need more protection than a woman would or should. That's why I always emphasize self-defense. And then you go up, you got women. Women need more defense than men, but less than children, right? And then it goes up to men, and men need less protection. Not that they can't appreciate a helping hand. Usually, the way a man gets help, gets protection, is from social contracts, right? From agreements from other men, having guy friends, making acquaintance, making associates, making networking, to have resources. Not only resources financially, but also resources defense. In case something happened, he got friends, he got men to go rely on and be like, and call for assistance, for backup. He got his squad, his team, his army, whatever you want to call it. And being a woman with a man who has, that type of resources, got groups of men that he can call at any moment, money, resources, lands, property, house, cars, blah, 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 all the stuff that makes your life easier, be grateful. He is providing. Not only is he providing, is that he has it. That's the main thing. He put in the effort to get it, and now he has it, and he's more than willing to share it. And a man doesn't ask for too much. That's the thing. A man does not ask for too much. It's not that hard to be nice to a guy, and he'll literally give you the world. It's not that hard. Men are more givers than they are takers. Women like to think they give more than they take, but no, that's wrong. That's always been wrong. I don't know where that weird idea came from. Women are have always been takers more than givers. Literally, your biology requires you to take something, if you know what I mean. But also, you know, there's a lot of other things you take. You take on the extra responsibilities that a man can't do because of time constraints. Because he's so busy working, he can't clean the house, so you got to do it. So you're always taking, you know, right, the extra workload that he himself can't do. He's doing the heavy lifting, you're doing the light work. A man instinctively will have the woman pick up pillows and stuff like that while he's carrying the couches. Grab the blankets and the sheets and stuff like that, and pillowcases and stuff like that, while he carries the bed. Right? Not only that, he will also get other men to help. He's not going to look around like, oh, you strong, independent women, can you help me move this couch? No. He's going to look around for some guys to help move the stuff around. The women get all the easy stuff by default because men made it that way. The women get to do the easy stuff. That's why being a secretary was a woman thing. Being a flight attendant was a woman thing. Being a nurse and so forth and so forth. There's a lot of female gender roles because these are the easier things to do that women had no problem doing. No woman was forced to be a nurse. They wanted to be a nurse. No woman was forced to be a flight attendant. They wanted to be a flight attendant. No woman was forced to be a secretary. They wanted to be a secretary. We can say, yes, there was few women that was like, I don't want to be a secretary. I'd rather, I don't know, be a janitor or something, or just do some, like, hard work. It's like, you really want to do hard work? You don't want to just sit here and be on the phone, for hours? You actually want to go and do some actual labor? Okay, hey, to each their own. But 99% of women, if they have to choose between doing nothing and get benefits, and from doing a lot of work but getting very little, because that's the thing, women want more for less. They don't want less for more. Women would hate it. I mean, men hate it too, but men, here's the thing, men will accept less for more. I'll accept less from a woman and give her more, because I'd rather have something than nothing. Women don't think that. They rather have nothing than something. They either, it's everything they want or nothing. For us, it's like, we'll take what we can get. So, okay. Yeah, I would like to be boyfriend, girlfriend, or I would like to wife you. Spend the rest of my life with you. Oh, but all you're willing to do is give me friends with benefits. Okay. Alright, I'll take that. You know what I mean? Think about how weird that is. I'll take that. Friends with benefits. I'll take that. What? And this is how men think. Women don't think that. Like, sure, I'll take friends with benefits. No, you want the ring. You want wifey status. You want all the benefits of being a wife. Especially to a guy who has lots of money. You wouldn't be happy with friends with benefits. But you'll give us that offer. Hey, guy with lots of money, want friends with benefits? Come on. But anyway, that's not what this podcast is about. It's about work from home and how no man is against a woman who can bring money into the household. The point is that you still gotta be in the household. You still gotta want to be part of having a household, having a house. We shouldn't be in a society where, everybody lives in apartments. Everybody's renting a studio apartment or a room or living in a hotel. Paying. There's people who actually live in hotels. There's people who actually pay a daily amount to stay at a hotel as opposed to renting an apartment or having a house. But the way it should be, logically, you save more money this way, is if you had a house and you have the husband and the wife and even the children under that one roof, sharing all the benefits and all the resources and all the costs, and everybody's happy because everybody benefits from that arrangement. But instead it's like everybody wants to do their own thing. Everybody wants to be independent, but don't realize that your life is harder when you're independent, because you're literally, right, in a situation where it's you trying to live a good life with the rest of the world trying to take all your resources for themselves, when the smart thing to do is to get with somebody else that you can get along with and, you know, live happily ever after and stuff like that, and share resources so both y'all can equally benefit. Even if one person's paying more than the other, what matters is that y'all both equally are happy, right? Y'all both equally get to live your lives. And that's the most important thing I want to get to. You don't work, you don't live to work. You do not exist to have a job or career or pay bills and stuff like that, right? You do a job, you do work, you pay bills so you can live. And you're not supposed to live alone, right? It's to live with society, to live with other people, to live with your man or woman, children, you know, significant other, you know, that kind of stuff. Is like, that's what we humans exist for. We exist to eat, sleep, and reproduce, right? These are our three main functions as humans: eat, sleep, reproduce. Right now, most people are trying to eliminate the reproduce part. That's not good, because that's literally going to cause the human race to get extinct. We need to keep reproducing. Thousands and thousands of people die every year. That sucks to hear that that's a fact, that people are constantly dying. But we're supposed to keep reproducing to make up for that. You know? And that's where the providing and jobs and paying bills and this and that, all that gets factored in, because we have to keep the human race populated. We have to keep the population high, not let it drop, because the lower it gets, the more likely the human race is not going to exist anymore. And all these careers, jobs, and, you know, history books, all the stuff that mankind, men and women, right, have worked together to build and create, all of this would not matter. All of this would be pointless. I hate when people say, "Oh, the internet's forever." No, the internet is only gonna last as long as the human race lasts. The internet is only forever if the human race lasts forever. And currently, especially in this state of the world, especially with the internet, everybody trying to fight each other, everybody at each other's throat. There's this gender war, men versus women. No, the human race is not going to last that long. Therefore, yes, the internet is not going to last that long. There's a lot of things that used to be on the internet that are not on the internet no more. And I'm that old. I'm old enough to remember all the stuff that used to be on the internet. I can't find none of that shit no more. None of that shit exists on the internet no more. I used to have websites and stuff that I created in the past that don't exist no more. I'm like, damn, I remember we used to have this, that, and the third on the internet, and now we don't have it no more. So this whole, like, oh, everything is forever on the internet. No, that's a lie. I know that for a fact. There's tons of stuff that I can't get anymore on the internet. So nothing on the internet is forever. Just like the internet's not forever, the human race is not going to be forever if we keep, you know, having this stupid gender war thing. No, men and women are supposed to get together. Humans are supposed to get along. That's what we exist for. Eat, sleep, and reproduce. We're not here for anything else. We're not here for clout. We're not here for opinions, likes and status updates and Instagram and Onlyfans and TikTok and all this other dumb shit. It's like, no, we created that stuff for our own entertainment. We created it because we had the idea to create it, but that's not what we exist. We do not. Our purpose in life is not for these things that we're doing. Our purpose in life is eat, sleep, and reproduce. So start reproducing, ladies. Start cooking, right? And cleaning and stuff like that. You know, get those skills. I'm not saying you have to do it, you know, cook and clean every day. No. There's services for that, right? We have technology that makes that stuff easier. What I'm saying is, at least have the skill just in case technology fails. I still tell people, like, learn how to do math. Learn how to do 2 + 2 = 4, because there might be a day you'll never have access to your phone or a calculator, you know. It's important for you to know that 2 + 2 = 4. Don't be like, oh, now I just Google it. No, Google won't last forever. So no, you're not going to Google it. And that's another thing. There's a lot of things that people should be Googling, but they don't. They still be asking dumb questions. And a lot of times I get asked that question. It's funny. It largely comes from women. The whole, like, oh, I don't need no man. But women are the ones who keep coming to me the most, asking questions. Like, always want me to solve a problem for them. And it's like, that's weird. I thought you didn't need a man. Except for when you need him to solve your problems for you or give you answers to shit that is common sense that you should know. So when it comes to my common sense, my knowledge, my high IQ, you know, even my physical strength and my resources and stuff, oh, you'll need me for that. But quote unquote, you don't need me, for my gender? So if I was a female, you know, you wouldn't say, I don't need no man, right? That's what it seems like. It seems like ultimately women want men to literally turn into females, but still do all the stuff men always do, but look like females and even act like females from time to time, but still do the manly things, because if we don't do the manly things, then there's not things that's being done that are manly, you know. A lot of what protects us, what keeps us safe, like buildings and stuff like that, men did that, you know. Whenever there's a hurricane, storm warnings, a man came up with that. Satellites, men came with that. Men put the satellites in space, so that way they can see that, oh shit, there's a hurricane coming. Everybody, you know, gets a shelter. Men built the shelters, and the list goes on and on of stuff that men created that makes life easier for everybody, not just men, obviously, right? Because the irony is, men can do a lot with less, and men tend to need less than women. So again, you're welcome, ladies, for what already exists that makes your life easier. The thing is, it's still up to you to use these tools that men created to make your life easier. And all we ask in return is a thank you, in the form of not disrespecting us, you know, not, you know, if you don't like me, leave me alone. That's all I ask. If you don't like me, leave me alone. Don't bother me. Don't give me your opinions. Tell me what you think. I didn't ask for it, right? Common sense. You know, I leave you alone, you leave me alone. You know, I don't go out of my way to, because that's the funny thing. I want to say this. The average guy does not go out of his way to tell a woman he doesn't find attractive or considers ugly that she's unattractive and ugly. He will be nice, give her a compliment, and walk away. Largely because we were taught to be that way, taught to give women compliments. But a lot of these pretty women get so many compliments that now they think it's toxic. Now they think it's wrong that men, you know, give them attention and stuff like that. They want to make it a problem. And it's like, but ironically, women, aka my mother or other people, these men's mothers, were told by our mothers. Men nowadays and in the past were told by their mothers, females in their lives, like sisters, aunts and stuff like that, grandmas, to give women compliments, to tell them what you think. If you like a woman, tell her you like her. That's why all these women in their DMs and Instagram are being constantly, you know, told that they're pretty, beautiful, hot, sexy, all this stuff. You know, they're getting all this attention because men were told that they're supposed to give a woman an attention because that's the nice thing to do. You know, be nice to a girl. And if she likes you too, she'll reciprocate and she'll be your wife. That's the way it was supposed to be. That's where all these compliments and all this niceness and attention is coming from. It's the fact that it's like we were told that we're supposed to be nice to women, especially if we want to be in a relationship with them, or you know, just like women always expect men to come to women and, you know, and be like, hey, I like you, want to be my girlfriend? But it's, you know, right? But what's so funny is that it's actually up to, the way it's supposed to be is that guys are supposed to ask for sex, right? And then the women is the ones that decide if they're going to have sex. But men are supposed to be the one who's supposed to, women are the ones supposed to ask the guy to be their girlfriend. Like a woman's supposed to come to me and ask to be my girl, and then I'm supposed to decide if I want to be in a relationship. But it's so weird that the women want to twist it and make it where we gotta ask them to be, you know, boyfriend, girlfriends, right? And then we also have to ask for sex, but don't expect it. So they always add that caveat, but don't expect it. Right? They still have, see how weird it is? They have the choices on both sides. They have the choice of starting the relationship, and they have the choice of what happens in the relationship. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be technically 50-50. I do my part, you do your part. Your part is to try to get me. My part is to do what I can for you. In return, you do things for me, right? And the reason you're getting me is because you get stuff from me, right? In other words, I get the money. You get the money, I get the ass. A lot of people won't like that expression, that analogy, but you get the idea is that I give you what you need, you give me what I need. That's what I mean by that. It's like if me being nice to you equals you'll make me dinner, or you won't cheat on me, right? Then that makes sense, right? That's equal exchange concept, where it's like I gave you something you want me to be nice to you and respect you, I'll give it to you, and in return you won't cheat on me. Fair is fair enough. Just like if I agree to be your boyfriend, you're supposed to agree to give me sexy time. It would be weird for you to disagree with that, but you wanted the relationship in the first place. Like, well, if I'm not if I'm not deserving of the sexy time, then you're not deserving of the relationship. Because I agree that you should get what you want. So if you want to be in a relationship where there's no sexy time, then find somebody that can meet that requirement. Or if you want to be in a relationship, where sexy time is a thing, then find somebody you definitely want to have sexy time with, and then get a relationship with them. Don't get a relationship with somebody you don't want to have sexy time with, but of course they do want to have sexy time, but you don't, and now you're wasting their time as well as your own time, because now you're in a relationship that you shouldn't have been in. That's another thing. That'd be for another podcast. The women being in the wrong, always choosing the wrong relationship. They're bad at choosing. They know what they want, but they don't typically get what they want because they don't choose what they want properly.